परम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं भाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। एटीन्थ मंत्र। ग्रंथमभ्यस्य मेधावी ज्ञान विज्ञान तत्परः पलालमिव धान्यार्थी त्यजेद्ग्रन्थमशेषतः। So in 16, from the mantra 16th to 18th, the significance of sadhana of study of the scripture, sadhana of studying Veda Vedanga, scripture I mean Vedanta first, the study of Vedanta, study of all other scriptures including Vedas, and Omkara Dhyanam. All this was given in these three mantras. And also it was said when the purpose is served, then one outgrows the means. When the destination is reached, then one drops the means. They give the example, here commentator said, when we reach the other shore, then we leave the boat. We didn't say the boat is so good, so we remain in the boat only. No, we give up, we jump in fact, we jump out of the boat because the destination is reached. Similarly, study the Shastra and then outgrow the need, outgrow of studying Shastra. Means you can continue to study, but there is no craze, craving, dependence on the study of Shastra. So, Grantham Abhyasya Medhavi Jnana Vijnana Tatparaha Grantham Asheshatah Tyajed. So, with reference to every sadhana, this is the approach. You get into it, grow and outgrow. Get into this sadhana, and by this sadhana you grow, and then you outgrow sadhana. You drop, you go beyond the sadhanas. Don't get hooked to the means. The means are meant for the end. Some people get too much attached to the means, and they ignore the end. The attachment to the means will not allow you to own up the end, the destination. Some people get attached to the gurus. Gurus are the means. And then everything becomes secondary. Guru, and they remain stuck with the Guru as a person. Guru is finally to be seen through the Shastra. When I see the Shastra, I am seeing Guru. But people get stuck with the Guru. Guru as a person, they get stuck. And they don't grow afterwards. They remain in that. And they feel very glorious about themselves. We are so devoted to Guru. So creating problem for them and Guru also. And therefore one has to outgrow that also. So you see the Guru in Shastra. We have to become more subtle in our approach. Remaining attached to the gross form alone, that is immaturity. It is something like you are traveling by some AC compartment. First time you are traveling and you like it so much, so cozy. And when station came, still, it's so cozy, I don't like it. Let me buy the ticket again to go back to the place where I had come from. Again you buy. You remain in the train only. One needs to outgrow. Gratitude will be there for the teacher, for the scripture. But getting hooked, that is not correct. Guru also doesn't want that type of disciple who get just hooked to the personal form. He wants his disciples to grow. Remaining stuck is not a maturity. But some people they get, most of them don't. Most of them are eager to get out of Guru. Most of them are waiting. See, before the course is over, some people would like to go over. So that is most of them, but there are some people. And unfortunate part is that they consider it to be a great glory. That is further, making the matter worse. If they know it is a weakness, then also they can outgrow. But if they consider, wow, so devoted, Swami, nobody is as devoted as I am. I am so devoted. Nobody cares for you, Swamiji. Guru doesn't want to be cared for you the way this person is taking care or wants to take care. So one has to see. Get into the means, grow, then outgrow the means. Otherwise, I have seen some people's life, they remain where they are in terms of certain growth. Therefore, this very clearly said, you use this Shastra, but then outgrow. Your reverence for Shastra will continue throughout the world, throughout life. Ajivitam trayam sevyaha, Vedanto Guru Rishwaraha. Sevyaha means revered. In fact, another reading is Vandyaha. But then you outgrow. Otherwise, you will have a different object of attachment. Some people are attached to the spouse, some people are attached to the children, and they are attached to the Guru. That's all. Not much difference. One needs to outgrow. But it doesn't mean we hate Guru or we hate this relationship. Relationship with the Guru is one of the best relationships. Where there is no gross consideration, Guru doesn't want anything from you. He or she just cares for you. He loves you as you are. And you also don't have material consideration, at least apparently. But in this relationship, the distortion, the impurity comes when we start relating with the Guru from the worldly standpoint. And looking upon this relationship as the means for just emotional satisfaction. Primarily for emotional satisfaction. Therefore, outgrow. Guru you outgrow, Shastra you outgrow. Then only you can grow in your pursuit of moksha. We forget that why did I choose Guru? Why did I bring Guru in my life? For moksha. And always remember, the destination is more important than the means. Sadhyam sadhanat utkrishtam. And therefore we cannot compromise with the sadhyam for the purpose of sadhana. And so here Shastra also we outgrow. But here, some people when they read this shloka, they say, wow, Swamiji, this is what I was thinking. I studied 2, 3 Upanishads, and I was thinking, how long I have to study? This shloka I was enlightened, and so I will not study. That also is not correct. If you have not studied enough, and if you give up, then you are deprived of the vision, the clarity which is required. Therefore, you should not give up before time, and you should give up when time has come. You should not get hooked even after time has come to give up. It's like cooking. I generally give the example. Cooking. So how long the pan should be on the gas? As long as this item which is to be cooked is cooked. When it is cooked, you should bring it down. Before it is cooked, you bring it down, the food will remain what? Uncooked. And after it is cooked, further you keep it there, what? It gets burnt. Our jalebi, you know jalebi? You know what is jangri or jalebi? So you have to fry it. And after frying it, if you keep on frying, it becomes so hard, then when you put it in with the syrup, it will not be so soft. So once the frying is done, you have to take it out and put it in syrup. What is syrup? Nididhyasanam. From this frying Shravana Manana, you have to put your mind into syrup of Nididhyasanam. You keep on frying, then what? It will become hard. Anything you keep on frying, those who know cooking. I don't know cooking much, but I know the principle. I always derive whatever I want to derive for my example. So after the Shravana Manana frying, you should take it out and then put it in the syrup of Nididhyasanam. So here also, appropriate time. Not before, not after. Then you will be cooked well. You will become Brahma. From Jiva, you will become Brahma. Become means you will own up yourself to be Brahma. All right. Now, in the next two shlokas, the message that there is only one Atma in everyone, in everything, that is given, 19th and 20th shloka. We'll read 19th. Gavamaneka varnanam Kshirasyapyeka varnata Kshiravat pashyate jnanam Linginastu gavam yatha. Here the example, very beautiful example, somewhat new example. It says cows can be of different colors. Cow can be dark, black color, can be white, can be brown, red, whatever color, different color. I will not say yellow because yellow color not there. So whatever cow. So different colors. Cows can be of different colors. But the milk of every cow will be what? Which color? White. So just as color of the cow can be different, but the milk of the cows of different colors is the same. Similarly, all living beings will look different. Some male, some female, some old, some young. Some is very calm person, some very restless. So, different colors of the cows. We are cows. Jivas cows. But the consciousness, which is the essence of the jiva, just as the milk is the essence of the cow, similarly, the essence, milk-like consciousness in all beings is the same. Just as the milk of cows of different color is the same, similarly the consciousness of all the jivas is the same. So that is said here. Yatha, last word is there. Yatha, we have to bring it first. Yatha, just as. Aneka varnanam gavanam kshirasya api ekavarnata. Aneka varnanam gavanam. Of the cows, gavam is the 6th case plural. Of the cows, aneka varnanam, of different colors. Kshirasya, of the milk. Ekavarnata, there is one color, same color. Just as there is same color, kshirasya, of the milk of the cows of different colors. Means api. So here api goes with aneka varnanam api gavam kshirasya ekavarnata. People may be wondering, where is api? Kshirasya api ekavarnata. There api. So this is just those who are connecting with Sanskrit words, and for them. Others can just focus on the meaning. Meaning is what? Color of the cows can be different, but the milk of every cow is of the same color, is of the same form. Similarly, we have to supply dhiraha. A wise person is jnanam, consciousness. Linginaha. Linginaha means of jiva. The consciousness obtaining in every jiva, kshira gavam kshiravat pashyate. He is seeing ekarupam, we have to supply. Gavam kshiravat ekarupam pashyate. Similarly, a wise person pashyate means appreciates. What? Jnanam, consciousness. Linginaha, of every jiva. So similarly, wise person appreciate consciousness in every jiva, every individual. How? Gavam kshiravat. Uniform, like the milk of the cows. Milk of the cows of different color. Just as the milk is the same in all cows of different colors, similarly the consciousness in all beings is the same. So difference we acknowledge, but we see the uniformity of the essence. Oneness of the essence you see, and you also appreciate the difference at the level of upadhi. So difference at the upadhi level we acknowledge, and the oneness at the level of consciousness we focus on. Our focus should be on the oneness of consciousness, even though we do not neglect the diversity which is there at the level of names and forms. So we accept people of different nature, different temperament, different strength, different weakness, and accordingly we deal with them, interact with them. But basic oneness everybody has, that we don't lose sight of. So in our understanding, oneness of consciousness is always there. But while interacting with the person, the difference in upadhi is also considered. Therefore, when we interact with the child, we interact differently. We interact with a different gender. No, our interaction will be slightly different. Considering the gender of the person, age of the person, the understanding level of the person, different. But basic oneness is never lost sight of. And that is said here, kshiravat pashyate jnanam. Here jnanam is consciousness. So one appreciates consciousness to be one and the same behind all. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shuni cheva shvapakecha panditas samadarshinaha. So wise people are seeing the same, Samadarshinaha, seeing the same Brahman everywhere. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane, Brahmana who is endowed with this knowledge and humility, Gavi in the cow, Hastini, elephant, Shuni in a dog, Shwapaka, dog eater. In all of them, there is one and the same consciousness. There is no difference. And that is highlighted here. So, one appreciates the sameness of consciousness in everyone. And somebody may ask that, how come we are not able to appreciate this consciousness? For that particular doubt, the answer is given in the next shloka. Ghritamiva payasi nigudham bhute Ghritamiva payasi nigudham bhute bhute cha vasati vijnanam satatam manasi manthayitavyam mano manthana bhutena. So, consciousness is present in every being, every living being, and further afterwards we extend to every being. But it is hidden as it were. And for that, example is given. Ghritam eva payasi nigudham. Ghritam means ghee. In India, ghee everybody knows. But foreign, the people abroad, they may not be knowing. Ghee is called clarified butter in English. I used to say purified butter, but then somebody clarified. Literally clarified. I used to say purified butter, not purified. Not much difference, but they say clarified butter. First time use clarified butter, so we have to say clarified. Purified also can be said. Clarified butter. So, ghee is there in milk. But if somebody asks you, you have 1 liter milk, somebody asks, do you have ghee? What do you say? I don't have ghee. He wants to light a lamp with ghee. Dakshinamurti, they say Ghrita Priya. So, Dakshinamurti's lamp generally the ghee they use, as far as I remember. Is it so ghee? That I think some devatas, especially Dakshinamurti perhaps. So, you want to use ghee. You cannot give your milk. You imagine, you put milk and you put wicks and then light a lamp. Not. But if somebody asks you, is there ghee in this milk or not? There. But how it is there? Nigudham. Hidden. So, just as, eva means just as, ghritam, ghee, clarified butter, is nigudham, is hidden, payasi, in milk. Payasi is the 7th case, payasi, in milk. Similarly, bhute, in every living being. Bhute means every living being. Vijnanam vasati. Consciousness, Vijnanam is consciousness. Vasati. Vasati means abides, stays, remains, is present. Consciousness is present in every living being. Afterwards we will say every being means non-living being also. But just to begin with, to make it more clear, we say consciousness is present in every living being. But it is nigudham. It is hidden. So, every living being is like what? Milk. Consciousness is what? Like clarified butter, ghee. And therefore, what is to be done? When ghee is there, in this milk, but you are not now able to see it, then what you have to do? You have to do churning. You set this milk and that curd, it is converted into curd, you put water and you churn. Then you will get this butter, and then butter you just further boil it, then you will get ghee. Finally ghee comes. Such a joy to see that little ghee comes, but so happy. Once our cooking at the staff, kitchen, they brought some milk, some ghee. Swamiji, from this milk every day, we took out little cream and they did it and they got ghee. Wow, such a big thing. But it's very boring thing. They just stopped doing it. It's boring. It requires a particular mind, lady's mind. This man cannot do this. It's very boring. He said, what is there? What is ghee? It requires a particular mind. So in Vedanta, we require perseverance. Therefore, see, women I see, as 60 women have started the classes. After 1 or 2 years, 45, 50 will remain. 60 men also were there. 10 men are there. That's why I admire women for that. Perseverance. They don't give up anything so easily. Even troubled marriage, they don't give up so easily. So it's great. I really respect them for that. So I have tried to imbibe that quality of women. Perseverance. Anyway, so manthanam is required, churning is required, and that is said in the next. Satatam manasi manthayitavyam. This is one reading. I will tell you other readings also, but one reading, whatever is there, we first see first. Manasi manthayitavyam. In the mind, which is now oriented to Pratyagatma, means who has got some understanding of this inner self and has got inclination for this churning process, manana nididhyasanam, especially nididhyasanam. In such a mind which is now ready, in that mind, manthayitavyam, churning should be done, satatam, regularly. In spiritual pursuit, regularity is very important. Some people, they said, oh, Swamiji, we will do one, every week, 1 or 2 retreats we attend. That's all. That is also good. Compared to doing nothing, that also is good. But the best thing is, you do it regularly. Even you do 15 minutes, but let there be time. You attend retreats, that is of course good. But regularly some time you give. Even for donation I tell this, that instead of giving, somebody is, has lot of difficulty in giving donation and he wants to come out of that. Because I keep telling sharing is important. Then he said, I will give one check for 60,000. I said, no, you give 5,000 every month. That is important. It will make difference. Instead of giving one go, give every month. Let the habit get developed. It is not merely money. Your act of giving, thought of giving, that brings a change. And therefore, if some project requires one-time money and you value that project, you give that also. But if such considerations are not there, it is better to do it in small, especially when you are developing the habit of sharing. You are already giving and giving is natural for you, then you don't have to do all this. But otherwise, doing in what is stages and repeatedly makes a difference. Satatam. Even this yogasana and all this, it is not that weekends I will do 2 hours yoga and throughout the day nothing, throughout the week nothing. That is not a good thing. It is better do it regularly. Satatam. And your regularity is an expression of your commitment. it shows you are committed. You don't forget this. You have given a place to that item in your routine. All right. Satatam manasi manthayitavyam. By what? Mano manthana bhutena. By the manthana here means the churning rod. By the churning rod in the form of manaha, inquiry. So, in the mind which is ready, the enquiry should be done regularly. What type of inquiry? Vedantic inquiry. Who am I? That enquiry should be done, and if enquiry initially in the form of Shravana Manana, later on Nididhyasanam. So Manthanam represents all three sadhanas: Shravana, Manana, and then Nididhyasanam. Mainly Nididhyasanam. So Manthayitavyam. Mano Manthana Bhutena. By the churning rod in the form of inquiry, this churning should be done regularly in the mind which is oriented to Pratyagatma. So sadhana of inquiry. What is the manthanam? Shariratraya vichara, Shariratraya viveka, Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira. In all three of them, I am present, but I am different from them. I enliven all three bodies, but I am different from all three bodies. Similarly, Avasthatraya viveka. I am present in Jagrat, Swapna, Shushupti, but different from all of them. Panchakosha viveka. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, all five koshas. I am in and through all of them, but different from all of them. Is Kosha Viveka. And then, having done Kosha Viveka, I appreciate myself to be consciousness, which is Brahma. So, I am different from Sthula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira, Avasthatraya, Panchakosha, and I consciousness am Brahma. In this manner, vichara should be done, and that is called your manthanam. All right. Now, in the next shloka, this manthanam is further talked about, and what will be the outcome of that manthanam? Jnana netram samadhaya chodharedvannivatparam nishkalam nishchalam shantam tadbrahmahamiti smrutam. Tad Brahmahamiti is better way of saying. In South India, Brahma is pronounced as Brahma. Therefore, I said Brahmahamiti. So actually, Brahmahamiti smritam. All right. Jnana netram samadhaya. Samadhaya means having taken up. Jnana netram, the eye of knowledge. Having taken up, having received the Jnana Netram, the eyes of wisdom, means having received the eyes of wisdom from the scripture and the teacher, means having done Shravana and Manana. Then, Vanhivat Param Uddharet. Uddharet means one should bring out. What? Param. Param means limitless Brahma. Like what? Vanhivat, like fire. This refers to the analogy given in Shastra. In Kaivalya Upanishad it is given, Atmanamaraning Kritva Pranavam Chottararanim Jnana Nirmathanabhyasat Pasham Dahati Panditaha. So there it is said in the rituals, especially big rituals, classical rituals, fire is not kindled by this lighting this matchbox. They have got particular device consisting of mainly two wooden pieces. One will have scoop like thing and other will be pointed like some screwdriver. And then that scooped where there is some the hole like thing, hole is there, in that the other wooden piece which is having some surface, pointed surface, somewhat pointed surface, and then churning is done. So it is put on the, there will be two wooden pieces, one is called Adho Arani, lower wooden piece, and other one is called the Uttar Arani, upper wooden piece. And the upper wooden piece is kept on the lower wooden piece, and then with the help of the rope, churning is done. And because of that particular wood, he has got some qualities, therefore this friction will happen fast, and because of friction this spark will come. It is not that easy. I have seen it twice, and it requires so much strength to do it. They, last time it happened, how much they struggle. It is like this Shiva Dhanush. People kept on trying, we had to give up and go. Then finally one brahmachari, he did it. Then spark came. Then spark will be taken to the cotton, and that cotton will be kept in the Yagdakunda. So it is, the fire is very sacred, and while doing this they chant the mantra. So this is the ritual, the situation in the ritual, and that is kept as an example. Atma, in the Kaivalya Upanishad, the mind is considered to be the lower wooden piece, and Pranava, which represents Shastra and the vision of Shastra, that is called upper wooden, this compared to upper wooden piece. And then churning is done, inquiry is done. Then what will come out? Fire will come out. Similarly, here what will come out? Param Brahma. Param Brahma Uddharet. Bring out Param Brahma. And bringing out Param Brahma means what? Bringing out this abidance in the vision of Param Brahma. Param Brahman is always present. But Param Brahma is becoming the object of my conviction. It is the matter of my abidance. Not object, it is a matter of my abidance. And that is said here, having attained the vision, one does contemplation upon this Param Brahma, and then he gets the abidance which is comparable to fire. Abidance in Brahma is the fire. So one will bring about the fire of abidance in Brahma by the churning process of Nididhyasanam, preceded by Shravana and Manana. And how is that Brahma? Brahma, that is said, Nishkalam. Nishkalam means partless. We have already seen this. It doesn't have Sodasha Kala, Shraddha, this Vayu, the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, all are not there. Viryam, Annam, Mantra, Loka, Karma, Nama, all these are not there in this Brahman. Shodasha Kala Rahita, Nishkalam. Nishchalam, free from any movement, changes. Shantam. Shantam means it is tranquil. Nothing can disturb. We have seen, for any Ashanti to happen, some disturbing factor should be there. For Brahman, there is no disturbing factor available which is having the same degree of reality. Shantam. And that Brahma, Aham, that Brahman, I am. In this manner, it is thought of, Sprutam. So this Brahman is to be appreciated as Nishkalam, Nishchalam, Shantam, and that Brahman is to be understood, appreciated as myself. I am Nishkala, Nischala, Shanta Brahma. In this manner, this vision is appreciated. All right. Now, we are coming to the last mantra. People have a doubt, might be having doubt when Swamiji will reach last mantra, will it happen? Because first 1 or 2 days we were in first or second mantra. So we will thinking some people had doubt. But I always assure because I have done it several times. So people get anxious, but I know. Like in cricket, last few hours we hit little more runs. So that's what we do. Sarvabhutadivasam yadbhuteshu च वसत्यपि सर्वानुग्राहकत्वेन तदस्म्यहं वासुदेवः तदस्म्यहं वासुदेवः इत्युपनिषत्. I know that it is not in your book, but it is there in some books, so I am just repeating from that. Okay, please read. So that reading, I brought the yad letter in the next one. We can read like this. Sarva bhuta devasam yat bhuteshu cha vasatyapi. Please read. Sarvanugrahakatvena तदस्म्यहं वासुदेवः तदस्म्यहं वासुदेवः इत्युपनिषत्. Good. All right. So this mantra is a conclusion. The Tikakara says, Brahmanah swamatra siddhim prakatayan upasamharati. Revealing Brahman being oneself. Shruti concludes this Upanishad. What it says? Sarva bhutadivasam yat. That which is adivasa, abode of all beings. Yat means which Brahman. Brahman which is the abode, adhishthanam of all the bhutas, all the beings. Means all beings are staying in this Brahman. Means what? Does it mean that just as in this pot some water can be there, similarly this Brahman, in that all are staying? So all of us can give our address what Brahma. Where are you staying? Brahma. It is not to be taken literally. All living beings, all things and beings stay in Brahman means they have their existence, their being in Brahman. Just as an example, pot has its being in clay. Therefore we can say pot stays in clay. Clay is the abode of all pots. Can we say? Clay is the abode of all pots. Why? Because all the pots have their being in clay. Similarly, all the things and beings in the world, they have their being in Brahma, which is of the nature of being, existence. Since Brahman is Sat Swarupa, it is the adhishthanam of all the things and beings you are experiencing. Sarva bhutadi vasaha. Sat Brahma, Sat Swarupa Brahma, Sadatma is the adhishthanam of all things and beings. And that Brahman I am. So all are staying in me. How nice it is. That is why Vairagya is important here. if you have ragadvesha, strong dvesha for somebody, you will say, I am the adhishthanam of all minus that person. I don't want to accommodate that fellow. Your Brahma Jnana will be affected. That is why, not to have hatred is a blessing to yourself. So I cannot afford to hate anyone, because whomsoever I hate will not sign my moksha. My moksha certificate will not be signed by them. And I have to get signature in a way of everybody. Why? Because if one person I say, that person is not, I am not adhishtanam of that person. So means what? Two entities, you and that fellow who is out, and that fellow, how you will do it. So your moksha is not there. Anybody you hate will be doing how. Your moksha is disturbed. Really. Therefore, even if some hatred comes, you try to resolve at the earliest possible. For your sake, for your moksha's sake. That person, if he wants to hate me, doesn't matter. From my side, I don't hate. Therefore, I generally keep this principle, that if some conflict is there, I am the first person generally to say sorry. Not for his sake or her sake, for my sake. Why should I have any hatred towards anyone? We close our eyes and say, is there anybody whom I cannot smile at? Nobody. Is there anybody I don't talk to? There is no somebody. There should not be anybody. Anybody who is out, anybody from whom you keeps a difference, that person will become the obstacle to your moksha. Brihadaranyaka, this idea is given. If you consider Brahmana to be different, you keep them out in your understanding, that person will come your obstacle. Therefore, settle the account with everybody amicably, peacefully, graciously. Don't keep, otherwise that fellow will become, like sometimes you want visa, one document is not there, stopped. And similarly, your moksha visa will be affected by that person. Sarva bhutadi vasaha. Now you can understand why they talk about Vairagya and all. Many people have this question, that Swamiji, for studying Vedanta, why should we require Vairagyam and the Shabadama and all this? Because when we studied physics, chemistry, did they ask, do you have Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti? The teacher himself did not have. Nobody asked. Why so many? Vedanta also is a study. You have books, you have got notes and all this, same thing. That is the difference. There it is subject matter outside me, something anatma I am studying. Whereas what I am studying is to be seen as myself. Therefore, the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti becomes important. People think, oh, these are all unnecessary things. What a fuss you are making, I understand Swamiji Vedanta. It is not mere understanding, so-called understanding. To have the impact of that understanding, you need to have the mind which Shastra is talking about. Alright, so Sarva Bhutadi Vasam, I am the Adhishthanam of all things and beings. And Bhuteshu api vasati. All bhutas are in me, Brahman, and I, Brahman, am staying in all. This is something amazing. See, if water is in the pot, then how can I say pot is in water? This clip is in the hall. How can I say that hall is in the clip? But here it is said that all the bhutas are in Brahman, myself, and Brahman is in all. How? Then we say, Brahman is present in all as the very content. Brahman, all are staying in Brahman means Brahman is Adhishthanam. And Brahman is staying in all as the very content. The content of all is this existence consciousness. Like for clay and pot, we can say similar things. All pots are in clay. We saw that. Because all pots have their being in clay, therefore we can say all pots are in clay. But at the same time we can say clay is present as the content of all pots. Possible. And similarly, Brahman is vasati. Api also. Api means also. It vasati, it remains in all the beings. So all are in me, I am in all. Sarva bhutastham sarva bhutani cha atmani. And how do I stay? Not punishing them. Sarvanugrahakatvena. I stay in all, blessing all. Sarva means all. Anugrahaka means blessing, gracious. I am staying in all things and being, blessing them all. For Vedanta, to assimilate Vedanta, one needs to have this gracious gesture, not cursing gesture. Means there is always this wish, good wishes for everybody. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. That is the mind. Let everybody suffer. That is not Vedanti's mind. Let everybody be happy. So that is relatively there, then only you can appreciate yourself to be Brahman which is blessing all. See, Pujya Swamiji, I always remember this, that when we used to bring him from that his kutia to here, and while going, his gesture would be this only. Blessing all, blessing everybody. So I am there in everybody, blessing all things and beings. How? By lending existence and consciousness. By lending ananda as and when it is required, as and when it happens. I lend existence to all nama rupa. I lend consciousness to all nama rupa to become evident. And I lend ananda reflection to the mind which is calm. Therefore, sarvanugrahakatvena vasati. Tad vasudeva aham asmi. That Brahma which is also called Vasudeva, I am. One popular meaning of Vasudeva is Krishna. Why Krishna is called Vasudeva? Vasudevasya putraha Vasudeva. His father's name was Vasudeva, therefore he is called Vasudeva. Like Dasharathasya putraha Dasharathi, similarly Vasudevasya putraha Vasudeva. Because of some grammar rules, that some change will happen. And that is the popular meaning. But Vedantic meaning of Vasudeva is Vasanti sarvani bhutani yasmin iti vasuhu vasuhu eva vasuhu divyati swayam prakashayati iti devaha vasuscha aso devascha vasuscha aso devascha vasudevaha. This is just Sanskrit, don't bother about it. Vasudeva has got two parts. Vasu means the one who is sarva bhutadi vasa, the one in which all things and beings are existing, that is called Vasu. Means one who is the adhishthanam of all, Sad Brahma. And Devaha means that which is self-effulgent. Divyati, Swayam Prakashayati, iti Devaha. So Vasu means Sad Brahma, which is the adhishthanam of all. Devaha means self-effulgent consciousness. Therefore, Vasudeva means Satchit Brahma. That Satchit Brahma I am. As we have seen, understanding of Brahma should culminate in what? I am Brahma. Understanding of Atma, I, should culminate in what? I am Brahma. Whatever be your starting point, whether you start with Brahma or you start with Atma, culmination is the same. Aham Brahmasmi. And that is here. So, Aham Vasudevaha means what? Aham Sarva Bhutadivasa Brahma. So, culmination of this Upanishad is in what? I am Brahma, called Vasudevaha. Alright. Iti Upanishad. Thus, this Upanishad is completed. And the repetition is done to show the respect and also to mark the completion. So, with this, the Upanishad is completed. I will read that this what is called Pushpika. It's called Iti Krishna Yajurvede Amritabindupanishad Samapta. All right. This you need not repeat. All right. Now, I will give summary of this Upanishad. This Upanishad belongs to Krishna Yajurveda. Achha, the last line what we read, what is the meaning? Thus, Samapta is completed, Amritabindu Upanishad occurring in Krishna Yajurveda. Because some people will say that, some last sentence you did not explain. So, I am explaining you. Alright. So, how many mantras are there? 22 mantras. And since it belongs to Krishna Yajurveda, the Shanti Patha is Sahana Vavatu, where prayer is there for attainment of knowledge, abidance in knowledge, and the making efforts, the inspiration for making efforts, and having this knowledge bright, effective, and not having any misunderstanding with the teacher. That is the essence of the Shanti Patha. Then 1 to 6, 22 mantras are there, 1 to 6 are presenting bondage and freedom in terms of the condition of the mind. Bandhaya Vishayasaktam Muktye Nirvishayam Smritam. So, your mind fraught with ignorance and ignorance born, kama, etc., that mind is the cause for bondage. And the mind which is free from them is the means for freedom. So, 1 to 6. 7th mantra talks about the sadhana of Omkara Dhyanam. 8 to 15 are giving the knowledge of Brahman as the solution to the problem of this problematic mind. 16 to 18 is showing the place of Omkara and the study of Shastra. 19 and 20, the oneness of the self, which is to be understood by appropriate sadhanas. And 21 and 22, again, the Jnana sadhana of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. And in the 22nd mantra, there was this Upasamhara, the conclusion. And the message from this Upanishad, this is the Saram. What is the message we derive? First message we derive that the bondage is because of ignorance and ignorance born problems, product of ignorance obtaining in the mind. Solution is the knowledge and the result, knowledge and consequent the freedom from wrong conclusions. That is the first message. So, problem is not the world outside, problem is your own mind having this ignorance and wrong conclusions. Second thing is that solution to this problem is knowledge only. Final solution is the knowledge, even though you can use some preliminary means to resolve some problems of the mind. Third is this Jnanam is attained by Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasanam, where Omkara also can be used. And That Brahman, which is Nirvikalpa, Nishkala, Shantam, that Brahman is to be claimed as oneself. So the message is, own up acknowledge the mind as the cause for the problem and go for the solution. And for that, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for knowledge. Get knowledge through Shravana, Madana, Nididhyasanam and be free. Prepare for knowledge, get knowledge and be free. That is the message of this Upanishad. Now, we will be meeting at 11:30. 11:15 is written, but we will meet at 11:30. There I will give some take-home points. What to do, Swamiji, now? So we will talk about that, and you can give your feedback, briefly, and somebody can do vote of thanks. It is a nice way of thanking the Gurukulam, etc.